Hello there, I'm Tony, Mike Zero, Romeo, India Foxtrot. I decided to make this short video in response to some interest that was shown in this particular piece of equipment I use in the shack. It's a BHI noise cancelling loudspeaker. It's a DS-PKR model, and I've had this one for over a year now. I mean, very impressed with what it can do. Quick trip round the shack. We've got the usual collection of handhelds. Power supply unit, we've got the computer and the SM30 desk microphone, which I'm very pleased with. Good addition to my main HF transceiver, which is the ICOM IC718, undoubtedly an entry level model, but I've been very impressed with it for a simple transceiver. Great deal of satisfaction from it, and it certainly delivers an awful lot for the very reasonable price tag. Also have the very famous Yaesu FT817 sat on top of an XPMR radio, which is used on local VHF frequencies. Various antennas I'm lucky enough to have a garden big enough for is connected through the MFJ Versatuner Tube if it's required. Antennas consist of an off-center fed dipole, inverted V's for 40 and 12, an inverted L mostly used on 80 meters, and a recent acquisition or a construction project, I could say, I try not to buy antennas if I can help it, is a 60 meter dipole. But the subject of this video is all about the DSP noise cancellation unit, to give you an idea of what it can do. I still do a lot of broadcast listening. This is the BBC World Service on 15.4 megahertz, using AM of course. This is on the stock loudspeaker, and it's not too bad. It's actually a very clear frequency this evening. But I think the loudspeaker is perhaps just lacking in a little bit of depth and tone, being quite a small unit on the left hand side of the front panel of the radio.
Super sensitive to every little jot and tittle.
Now we're listening through the BHI speaker with no noise cancelling, so initially just putting a better loudspeaker on the radio, as we would expect, does improve things quite nicely. And to actually activate the noise cancelling, we simply press one little button on the top. First level of noise cancelling, two levels of noise cancelling, and 3 levels. And I'll give you an idea of what that actually means in terms of figures in a moment. I'll lock that into position by holding the button, and now we can switch that setting on and off. And there is a degree of difference to be heard from on and off. Here we go with it on.
About inflation now, perhaps put its history behind it a bit on that front.
I do not worry about inflation.
We'll pop it back on again.
The Bank for International Settlement did not only refer to Germany. The Bank for International Settlement, for example.
So not a huge difference on that, because that is a very nice signal from the BBC World Service. Let's see if we can find a signal that requires a little bit more work. Now this is a nice little catch. I wasn't expecting to find this one, but it's proved rather useful. It's Radio Thailand, broadcasting from a transmission site of Udon Thani. Just about pronounced that. Not a bad signal, but just have a listen to the background noise as it fades in and out.
Was one of 8 seats to lose out on second seed Mary Sharapova. Third seed,
Bit of white noise on the fades. Let's try it with some noise cancelling now.
In straight sets. From tennis to football now, Kevin Medeiros' missed penalty proved costly for Everton as they were held by West Bromwich Albion, leaving Tottenham's witness in
I'll switch it off again.
Everton were awarded a spot kick after Johnny Lunscott handled by Medeiros, who took it instead of regular taker late.
I'm back on.
The post. Medeiros was then withdrawn at half-time by Everton's boss.
And to my ears, that's a little bit better quality sound, and it's getting rid of the background noise. So that's the BHI noise cancelling loudspeaker working on AM. The next video, we'll have a look at some single sideband reception, both on amateur and utility, probably aircraft transmissions. So see you on the next one.